Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Today we're gonna discuss a franchise. We haven't really dived into an episode where we did a franchise. We're talking about the Purge, one of my favorite franchises. I love the concept.
Yes,
it's a big concept that I think opens up so many ideas for sequels. And if you're not familiar, it's in the U.S. there's one night every year where all crime is legal.
Yep.
So you can do whatever you want that night, and there are no consequences. Obviously, that brings out the worst in people. And like I said, there's so many ideas for storytelling and things that you can just build off that, because you literally can just tell stories all over the place from different aspects. So the first movie, 2013, I think focuses more on the home invasion aspect of it, because that's one thing you're going to think about. Well, shit, do I just stay home and avoid this, or am I going to be a piece of shit and go out in the streets and try to do something gross?
Yep. I think that, like you said, it brings in this whole new world. It was very exciting at the time. I remember watching the trailer and being completely stoked, because it was not like anything I had seen in horror before. And then I think we're coming up on Purge year, because this was in 2013. I think it was set in 2026.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
So Purge apparently is coming up. But
wouldn't be shocked.
One thing I like about it, because I do enjoy when horror movies have cultural subtext, and it's a big story on classism. Because Ethan Hawke's character is able to just live in this house where he's got the most up-to-date security system. Nobody's fucking getting in there unless he lets them in. And that was part of the basis of that whole first film. But if you just live in a bumfuck apartment, like you would in Central Hillside, you're fucked if you pissed somebody off.
Yeah. Yep. You have to rely on other people being good.
Yep.
Because also if you're good and you don't have enemies, you could still be a victim of a completely random and legal crime. So it's crazy to just think about all the aspects of it. Then the second movie, 2014, The Purge Anarchy, that one takes basically to the streets. So instead of, we get the home invasion aspect, and then we get one where they're showing like all the different stuff that's going on in the streets, and people, trying to survive out there because they're not going to survive in their houses, or they don't want to take that chance.
And it follows like three main groups of characters, right? Because there's the one guy that is trying to find. He's out to purge, right?
Yeah.
He's out there because a drunk driver murdered his kid. Spoiler alert. Sorry, it came out 10 years ago. You're fine. And then he teams up with these other people, and they all have to survive the night together. I do like that it was a bigger budget and a bigger story.
Yeah.
I understand why they had to approach it first in the timeline as a home invasion story, because like you're saying, that's what you're most scared of. But it was really cool to see what else was going on aside from this one family's range.
And then 2016, the Purge election year, this is great because then they get into the much more political aspects of it. Because you have to think there's lawmakers and people who are just allowing this to be legal year after year. So that one kind of focuses on a senator and her security team. She knows she's going to be targeted.
Of course.
And she's, for whatever reasons, I don't remember all them, but she's essentially trying to survive, and because of her profession as, put an X on her face. So that one's cool because we get into more of the political stuff. And then 2018, there was the first Purge, which they go back and get into the origins of the whole thing and how the first year went, people reacted, because obviously if all of a sudden that's just like, all right, hey, guess what we're gonna do, you're like, wait, we're doing what now? So that one's pretty crazy.
I think so. That I haven't seen the election year one, but the first Purge I watched, and I think that might be my second favorite after the original Purge, because I liked they showed you the if I remember correctly, they paid people to participate.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, to try to make it popular. And then the government sends in mercenaries to make sure it's successful. And you really see how much the government is manipulating the whole situation.
It's crazy.
Which I did not see election year, but from what I understand, they kind of hint at in that one. But this is just a full-blown, let us tell you Oh God, that one, it pissed me off. It was good, but it pissed me off at the same time.
Then there was a TV series 2018, 2019 that was made for the USA Network, which you're like, that still exists. And each season was a different story or focused on different people. It was fine, but I mean, this was made for actual cable television, so it was
limited.
Yeah, I mean the violence and that sort of stuff was limited, so it did lean more into story and trying to build tension other ways, and it kind of just got a little drawn out, in my opinion. I mean, I guess if you're a fan of the series, it's worth it to watch them once, but you might not find them as fast paced or entertaining. Just maybe it just didn't work as well as a TV show. And then 2021, The Forever Purge, which might even be my favorite of the whole series. But essentially, large groups of people decide to network and say, you know what? We're not going to stop purging. We're just going to keep going. And so you have, the lower class people have decided, no, fuck it. We're not going to stop.
You gave us one night. One night is not enough.
Yes. And that one, it gets into obviously more classism and political things. I love it. It's just so crazy because you're following the series as it goes, and then they get there and you're like, holy shit, this is wild. That's just about all the time we have to talk about The Purge. Tell us what you think of this franchise. Are you a fan? Which one is your favorite? Are you ready for when it actually becomes reality? Okay, bye.